let's uh let's just let everybody start arriving, and just want to like make some beginning comments about the craziest energy work that maybe energy week that maybe you've ever had in your life last week. Can we have a little few knock of the heads of like the shit is hitting the fan? Okay, my friends, let us close our eyes and let us begin on yet another sacred Sunday. I think this is lucky number 7, Christ number 7. So let us close our eyes as we begin the communion of our light of our souls, dancing like the northern lights behind Chesney, the beautiful rainbow of divinity that is us together. As we close our eyes, I want to invite each of us to begin to relax the eyebrows, shoulders, and hips. The eyebrows, shoulders, and hips. 3 of the main points where we hold stress and anxiety. Let us completely let go of all that is not relevant. We're going to take 3 breaths. The first breath in is beautiful, brilliant white light in the nose. And as we release a white mist. And we say to ourselves, all of my problems, worries, and fears are leaving me now. So let us begin those 3. So we breathe in the white light in our nose. All of my problems, worries, and fears leave me now. And in, and out, and in again, and out. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord, divine creator, source of all life. We ask that our divine presence begin to commune in the light of our soul. As we go forth in this beautiful sacred Sunday coming together, we understand that many of our soul friends are gathering at this time. One of our smaller community tribes in Glastonbury are sitting upon the Tor right now singing the sacred hymns. 30 to 40 of our brothers and sisters. We've all been called into this energy point. And we conclude those souls that are with us physically and those that are with us energetically from life or from having crossed over into the light. We ask that from this communion today, that we bless and sanctify our next week together. We recognize that May will quite likely be the craziest month that has ever happened on planet Earth. And we are going to cleave together more closely and profoundly, energetically, and with our hearts as we surf this ride. We ask that all beings that come to us, we understand that we are here to minister from a greater place than our only individuated perception of our own minds. We ask that we are held in divine grace as we walk this walk, knowing that we were designed to bring light and love to this exact point of energy in time and space. And we recognize that we are no longer limited by the concepts of our own minds. We join together in love, laughter, harmony, and divine blessings in the holiest names of God. And so it is. Amen. A woman. Aho. Okay, brothers and sisters. I always think I'm just going to take us on a journey and then the universe presents all kinds of things. So I now know this week, without a shadow of a doubt, why we need sacred Sundays and why they need to grow. And I'm going to talk about that because Spirit goes, do this, and I do it. I am loyal to a higher frequency of intelligence that I can't really explain. And I don't need to, not to the human realm. So what happened is they were like, you didn't really support me. You didn't like make sure I was okay. And I said, you know what? In that event, which I was asked to do in a very difficult part of the world, I responded to something. And I believe part of what I did was start to prepare those souls for what was coming this year in a way that I didn't even know, because none of us could have known, or we might have dodged the bullet, or we might not get the full experience of this. And I'm not the cuddly one. Let's just be really clear about that. I am an activator of your light. I can be very nurturing and very present with your wounding when I'm one-on-one, which we all know that I don't want to do that much of anymore because you're grown-ups. I'm going to be bringing teachings to the table where you can dissipate all your own trauma. I am like, here's your marching papers. Let's move on this. If you've got too much emotional trauma, you don't come to my groups. That's just a good idea to start with. Let's get you prepared so that I can start to bring in levels of ecstasy, nirvana, light, love at the place you're ready. Now, here's the warning sign. And I'm saying all this because on Tuesday, 5/5, I have another private session that I wish I could give all of the teachings away with no exchange financially. However, I can't. It's like last week I showed you how to fold time, which maybe you didn't know that was. And by the end of the day, I had a sty. I want to be very clear about this. I'm not here to transform your karma. I'm here to show you how to transform your own. I'm here to teach you how to fish. Will I throw you some fish? Of course. If I could give away my entire bank account of nutrients for free, I would. I'm not allowed to. I'm allowed to help at a generosity of spirit that I can. But if you want someone to hold you and cuddle you and make you, let's be very clear. Angel is an activator, an agent for change, a hilarious piece of humanity, in my opinion. You probably don't think so. I don't even care. I like my humor. And so I finally made it to a place in my life where I love myself. And I always kind of know that you're my peeps when you laugh at my jokes. So I am here to represent how we transition from masculine to feminine. And I'm here to get you respectful for this incredible opportunity of lifetime that you have in front of you. Like, this is huge. You have no idea. You were born in this lifetime in a completely masculine principle. And you will leave your body or ascend, which I've always thought I would do ascension with this body. I thought that since I was at least 9 years old. That's why I can't think about death. It just doesn't resonate for me. And of course, we just crossed 77. And you will end in a feminine principle, the beginning of feminine principle. And the other thing that I'm going to say, and this is all going to shift and change, and I'm going to speak on behalf of Biome Tech, because I just not going to tolerate the masculine projections on our organization and our company. Of course, we're in a doorway where we need people who are salespeople and closers. If you don't know what that language is in business, if you know anyone in this community with enough capacity and consciousness that they want to be part of assisting humanity in having the Holy Grail of redemption, biologically, genetically, DNA, will you get them to us? Will you please get them to us? We need that. And I'm not going to stand one more second with people not understanding exactly what I've done. What I had to do for 25 years is make this food bank when there was no logic out there that we should have this, when there was zero support, and most of the masculine energies not only wanted to detonate me or destroy me or get me to destroy myself, because I'm not a victim. I am representing, and Sharon is representing, and our girls are representing the entry into the feminine principle of the way of doing things. We definitely need closers. We need salespeople. We need all that help. And we're willing to entertain through a Sacred Sunday community who that is. And we're going to end up becoming a virtual company. So it doesn't matter where you live if you're really on your game. And I'm not going to tolerate mediocre, So I'm just giving you information because I just took too many hits last week from completely separate from the divine consciousness. In this case, masculine, but it can be women too that do this. You don't get to come to the table of a miracle house and tell us what we've done wrong. You get to come and suggest how we do it better. This last week, I had the opportunity to become so destabilized several times. And I'm always grateful when it happens. It's not comfortable. I don't love it. But it's what we are now facing, and the month of May, from all the dimensions, from all the ancient Beltane, Celtic, pagan rituals, human sacrifices in the Roman times, all this stuff it's like the war zone that has been going on, that I've known about sort of consciously, used to freak me out since the 90s. If we were to peel away this layer of reality, we would see absolute bloody war on every level. And it is leaking through to our world. So if you were to see what is actually going on, you could actually possibly lose your mind. So that's not my interest. My interest is to say that you are going to see levels of fear and chaos being played out, and you're going to feel them, and that's okay. It's okay. It's part of what's up. So I'm going to tell you, everything out of your mouth and every person that you are in front of, you are a minister. You are there to bring them up. And guess what was the best thing to do when you feel horrible? Help someone else. Even if you're like faking it till you make it a little bit. The reason I'm going to do $33 for maybe one a month, depends on like the intensity, maybe two a month. And don't anybody use money as a reason with me. Like, that's just complete BS. If you communicate authentically with the office and say, look, I can contribute this, I'm desperately broke and I know I need to be there, we're not going to shut you off. I just want you to take as much from me as you can. And I want permission to do surgeries and to do whatever comes to me. And I'm not willing to have like a little physical impact. And even when I was doing the time folding last week, I heard like, you can't do this. You're in a free environment. You don't have everybody's permission. So I learned my lesson. I got smacked, poked in the eye, and I was like, okay, I've got to make boundaries. I'm not very controllable. So sometimes I get into processes that may be more than you signed up for on a Sunday. What I know Sunday is about, and I am so clear about this, Sundays are for us to come together as a communing light body to feed into the group mind. I'm going to say this again. To combine our hearts and our light and our consciousness, because we have a responsibility. I like calling it the white hats and the black hats. I don't want to make this too serious, the war zone. I'm not willing to feed it. I'm willing to identify that we have a responsibility once a week. And if you have friends out there and master healers out there that will come to this portal, I am asking you to bring them for the purpose of, we will have benefit. I guarantee you, like, you'll have benefit because you'll have, number one, peace of mind that you brought your light full out. And then you'll have things to think about during the week that you can tap into and feed these matrices and these energy fields that we are growing together. But it is 100% your responsibility to show up. And I asked Chrissy to send that wonderful message that went into our WhatsApp this last week, so that everyone could know that this is the time not to be silent. This is the time, it's 1 o'clock on a Sunday for me. It's not completely convenient. I always have things I'm doing on Sunday with Dan. I always have people calling me Sunday mornings. I do not care how comfortable or convenient the divine work is. And I am asking you to stop having rules and regulations on when you're called up. I'm calling you up. Others will call you up. My job is to kind of like break the seal so that you show up where you're asked to be shown up. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this ministering thing. And I'm so happy. Like, I listen, whether it's Esther Hicks or Bentinho Massaro or Matt Kahn or Joel Osteen. I love Joel. I could hang with Joel a lot because he's so up. I don't really vibrate to his wife, and I know they're beautiful together, but there's certain tones that you're going to like, and there's certain ones that you're not going to like. So, or they're not going to be your person. So Joel told a great story today. He's got a nephew that doesn't like anything on his hamburger. He wants bread, meat, nothing else. So Joel's going through, this is obviously before quarantine, he's going through the burger place, and he's like, ma'am, I just want to have a burger with just meat, no bun. And the girl goes, so you don't want any ketchup on that? He's like, no, ma'am. I'd like to just have a burger and a bun. And she goes, so that means you don't want any pickles? He goes, nope, I would really like to just have a burger. Then she goes into, so that means no mayonnaise. And it just goes on. And he's like, Lord have mercy. Like, what is like, and so he's holding his temper. He's saying no. And he said, I've got 5 orders. This is my first order in this car. So he drives up to the window. And of course, the first thing she says is, Pastor Olstein. And he says, thank you, Jesus, because he held his tongue when they are asking the most inane, crazy questions. This is what you are going to face. This is what is coming for you. The capacity, because see, the thing is that it doesn't really matter what comes out of your mouth. They may not remember it. They will remember how you made them feel. And what I know how to do is I know how to make you feel good about yourself, about others. And I know how to take I'm like an angel that burns stuff off. If you want to bring all your upset of the week and burn it off in this sacred vortex, if you allow yourself, you will not have it when we get off the call. And then train with me so you don't pick it up again. That's a challenge. And ladies, it's the biggest challenge for us because, I've been on the phone with like 4 married men this morning. And the tone that goes on that I know that men are fed up with is the list. How many of you women, I want some hands in the air. How many of you women know that when you get upset with your partners, and it could be a lesbian partner, it could be whatever. How many of you remember the list of that week? And then you start to list it off. Raise your hand, stop lying. How many have you in your lifetime done the list? How many of you do the list to yourself? You don't have to do it to someone else. Where something goes on and you instantaneously start listing off the reasons why it's okay to feel like crap. It has to stop. It has to stop. Why is that? Because I think many of you didn't tell the truth, but that's okay. I think that we are, remember we talk about the thought highways and how womb to 7 is what really formulates you. And the thing that happens is you react because your brain isn't neuroplastic enough, because you haven't developed your capacity for neutral, which we talked about last week, your base state. And you instantly go into a list of what's wrong. And now what we have going on is everyone else telling us what's wrong. On Friday afternoon, I had a phone call from the emergency contact of Rockport, Massachusetts, that now we must wear a mask outside of our house or it is a $300 fine. Are you insane? Like viruses are going to jump on us when we're social distancing outside when the wind is blowing? Like the level of stupidity, we're going to call it the burger moment, because I got to always find like things that relate. No, I just want meat and bread. We're going to run into this 1,000 times in May. You're going to watch people, and there's always a great equalizer in your life, no matter how conscious you think you are, and I have a discussion going on with my own child that is just not something that I know how to resolve, because as soon as the vaccinations are available in England, she's getting one. End of story. And what do you do with that? I want you all to feel that. You've got family members, you've got adult children, you've got young children looking to you. I fought my entire life to make sure this kid was never vaccinated. I went to everywhere. We used to have religious rights to not be vaccinated. That's gone. And now every person has dominion over their own being, their own self. And if we go into judgment of what they're choosing, are we a representation of the divine? Everywhere you go, you are a minister. You're a minister of light. You're a minister of love. You're a minister of goodness. You're a minister of hope. These are the positive virtues. If you don't do the organ sounds and discharge your negative emotions, it's very difficult to stay in your positive virtues from my experience. It is one of the most profound ways to just squeeze out the sponge. Just squeeze it out. Everyone's going to feel lots of uncomfortable days coming this month that you just are. And it's great if you don't. I'm not projecting onto you, but let's just, remember last week I said, let's make room, make relationship with disappointment. Well, the thing that destabilized me was finding the guy decoding the change in legislation in England. And the fact that if you refuse, which I think we put it out there, but Chrissy, make sure you put out there the thing I got from one of the doctors, that you don't refuse a vaccination, you decline it, and you ask 3 or 4 intelligent questions, like, does it have fetal cells in it? And just put that out to the group, because you never, remember, whatever you resist, it always persists. Whatever you push back on, it's going to get stronger. I recommend that people watch a movie from the 90s called The Abyss. And The Abyss is a really good visual representation of this wall of energy that came like water. And when the scientist was projecting fear, it attacked them like a monster. When Mary Antonio Mastronamo, I think that was her name, when she realized that you put love in it, it responded with love. Why do I like you to watch visuals? Because we all forget. We all forget. We all don't remember that we signed up for this moment of transition, and no idea how long we're going to be in this transition. I suspect that we're going to be in a different place in June, having gone through May. It is the time to stand up. It is the time to stand for your rights. It is the time to get educated. Hopefully all of you watched that movie In Power. Pam Shriver found episode 2 for me, so I know episode 2 is that, which gives you the directions on how it's time to get the smart meters off your house. It's time to do all of those practical things. I kind of, it's like a weird sound. Anyway, the thing to understand is that if you can find joy in the worst possible moments, you're fine. If you spend this next month working on your base state as neutral, no matter what comes at you, you're fine. If you help 10 or 20 other people find the path of love and light and fun and joy and hooking up, their microbiome or, their mission or whatever it is, you're fine. Maybe it's 200 people, maybe it's 500 people, maybe it's 20, maybe it's 2. Stop being lazy. Go hug, people are still hugging, like, even though we're mostly isolated. Get ready to hug a big-breasted woman if you're feeling injured, wounded, or hurt. They're amazing. They love it. They're here for it. But if you're ready to get your marching boots on, let's make it happen. It's time for us to work together. No more messing around on a daily basis. And when I say that, you already are in the place where you're stopping your thoughts 2 to 5 seconds, dozens of times a day. So let's do that right now. Close your eyes. Stop your thoughts. Feel the difference in the energy field. It is a necessary muscle to build at all times so that we can reach into the light fields, hold them, and be of service as a team. So I think I did enough talking. I love the burger story. You don't know how many times people go, well, can you take the Aquacom in the morning? Can you do it in the evening? Y'all, everybody knows these answers. And I just use that as a topic. You are so hooked up, you know everything. Do we sometimes need another part of ourselves in someone else to remind us of these things? Yes, we do. I do too. I've done serious healing work with like 3 of my masters the last 5 days because I got destabilized by something, and then I'm ready to like do not very nice things to people in leadership. And then I'm realizing like, oh man, that's not even like where you go. Like, that's just totally not appropriate. And then I'm realizing that we're lazy. And, I want to be really clear with the Americans. America has like a picnic going on compared to what's going on in some other countries. One of the reasons I have preferred to work outside of this country is the immaturity and the lack of tenacity, the lack of discipline, the lack of the ability to really follow through with homework, with practices, with anything. It's like, oh, it's boring, I'm getting off. Well, now we have entire worlds like that because of artificial intelligence and videos and all these things. This is the moment to not judge yourself. You're not bad, you're not wrong. This is a moment to get disciplined about how you run your mind. This is the moment to be grateful that wherever you are, it would look like energetically America's leading the energy field of shifting the sort of less than good off the planet. It would look that way. It's going to take everybody. It's going to take every global citizen, every person that loves God, light, source, itself, each other, working together. But there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in other countries. My understanding is like in Greece, you have to put in an app when you want to leave the house, and they text you back and they tell you when to leave and when you get to come home. Wearing a mask outside, it's interesting that my whole community seems to like have the mask on and they're not covering this, which I recommend because it's crazy to breathe in and out carbon dioxide over and over. So let's just go into as much grace and respect and gratitude for wherever the matrix is right now, knowing that we are more powerful than this. We are more connected to source than any of these little blips or transactions. And every person that you talk to, whether you are in a grocery store, whether you're at the gas station, you are a minister. You are in a position of respect, love, and light. And I'm going to ask you to behave that way. And when you can't, you come back to the tribe. We nurture you, in a group energy. We love you. We don't make you wrong, and you stop making you wrong. So how does that feel? Do we like that? Is that something that we can be reminded of? Thumbs up. Can we be more powerful with this? Can we be more potent in our work, and our reminding of? All right. So now we get some juice. All right. It's very yucky energy. Just kind of get it. Let's do an amazing journey today. And at 3:00, you go on Luke Sellers' Facebook, which I don't even know how to do, and listen to our first. You're invited to an intimate conversation. We'll see where we go. That's whatever time that is where you are. Okay, kitties. I just hope you enjoy the juice of feeling each other in communion. It's very beautiful. Let us close our eyes. I'm going to do my best today to let us feel different energies. So I'm going to guide us to dip under the earth. I'm going to guide us to step into our higher self. I'm going to guide us to a bunch of different places. The greatest outcome, I believe, for you today is to feel the distinctions, feel the different energies and how they feel in your body. How they feel, how you see, sense, or feel them is 100% correct. Each of us are individual and a perfectly divine crystal of source. No one else has this perfect crystal as you. The new way of going into things is not having I will do guidance. People go, well, I can't stay present. Well, sometimes you're going off in another realm and then you come back and you're like, where was I? You might have retrieved a part of yourself that's been disassociated from 5 lifetimes ago. This is never an exercise to judge yourself, make yourself wrong. This is the only way you lose is not trying or not doing it, not staying present and not having your heart open to whatever light, love, release comes to you. So as we close our eyes, we first begin to relax our eyebrows, our shoulders, and our hips. Let it all go. Let this past week, or maybe everything that happened to you since you were born in this body, let's let it all go. Let's allow the angels in your field. Remember, the angels have to be asked to in order to help you. Let's ask that you are surrounded by your angels right now, and they release from your field all thoughts, worries, concerns, and fears. Let's ask each and every one of them to take them back to the divine to be transmuted into light. Let us all feel that right now. So in this space, we allow ourselves to come to this communion, recognizing that it's okay to let go of what we don't know and let go of what we do know. We surrender the position of our minds, our egos, our different identities and hats that we wear in different walks of life. We allow that to be surrendered in this moment, knowing we are in complete and total safety to go into greater levels of light and love together. We're first going to wash our bodies, our beings, our layers with a rainbow of light. I want you to open the crown of your head and the soles of your feet. And we wash through with a radiant, violet light, the violet flame of Christ, the violet flame of Saint Germain, the violet flame of any candle that you look at the base. We wash it from crown to toe, and we allow ourselves to sit with our back even straighter, connecting to a higher power in our minds, in our consciousness, in our being. We are fully and completely grounded in Mother Earth. We breathe in our nose and we breathe out to Mother Earth first. She breathes back to us. We breathe in and we breathe out to Father Sun and Father Sky, and he breathes back to us. Breathe in. And the violet tube of light becomes more powerful and stronger and begins to move organically. We now do a connected breath, breathing in and out the nose. As we breathe in, we breathe out. Continue at your own pace. We take the tongue and we put it to the roof of our mouth. We keep it there so we don't lose prana or breath or air. We move our tongue back as far as we can towards the uvula without choking. And if it's too difficult, just put it at the very roof. We now take in the bright orange sunset directly into the sexual organs, the creative organs of this vessel. We connect this orange light to Source's creativity. We allow it to awaken. We squeeze the PC muscle, the muscle that we use to stop urinating. We activate that energy as Mother and Father hold us safely and completely in their arms, in their hearts. We then bring in the magenta light, the fuchsia that is so potent into the hearts. We have a high heart and a low heart. The low heart, we jump off the cliff into the tiny space of the heart. We'll go there. Feel that magenta feed. Oh, feel it connect all of us right now. We're dropping our identities. We're dropping our ideas. We're dropping the essence of what we think we are. We're allowing for divine remembering. We bring in the golden light of the sun into the palms of our hands. We awaken the sacred hearts that live in our hands, the palms of our hands. We awaken these energies in the soles of our feet. And we awaken this golden light in our lungs. Our lungs are Father. Our stomach is more Mother. And other people have different ideas. Let it all go. Let's be there today. We're going to begin to expand the wings that live in our lungs. We're going to fly together today. We're going to fly as a flock of birds around the earth, bringing our love, light, language, feeling, vibration, and energy to awaken our brothers and sisters to remembering who they are. We are on a full active mission, friends. We are so fortunate to remember the homework we were assigned. We thank God on our knees that mercy has come upon us, and we are so fortunate to share fields and fields of mercy, love, light, and forgiveness for all others and each other. So we bring one more energy of the new green. We have spring green showing up everywhere in all of its colors and forms. We wrap our livers in that spring green, and we let that newness wrap around our energy body, 6 to 12 inches outside of the physical body. Let the newness make us new today. Let us be reborn in a higher version of ourselves. So we first start and we enter our own brains. We very quickly activate the 5 loops while we're breathing of infinity. Left and right hemisphere, brain, throat, heart, brain, heart, root, or base chakra, which is at our tailbone, connecting through the heart, the loop at the brain. Father Sky, Mother Earth, we are the connector. All of the universe, we are the connector, and all of creation. We also begin to connect with all of our races in all of the galaxies, in all of creation, right now. Feel the teams that each of you are connected to. Feel how happy and grateful they are that we consciously connect. And as we go into the brain, I want you to see a beautiful glass elevator, a glass elevator that you step into as it takes us down the face, down the throat. The energies shift and change. We're going to feel the clavicle. We're going to feel the point between the 2 clavicles, like the base of our throat. Just feel that from the glass elevator. And in this moment, I want you to swirl the energy counterclockwise, clean out all the old words that we utilized before this moment in time that no longer serve us. And then allow the energy to go clockwise and recalibrate. And the elevator goes down. It comes to the heart. As you step off to the left into the heart, there's a golden door. Open the door, close the door, shut and lock it. Close the door, shut and lock it. You see yourself, you feel yourself connecting more powerfully to all of us, to all of time, which is no longer linear but more spherical. Come into this still point, having abandoned all the clothes and robes of your previous identities. Feel yourself right here. Connect to every single moment of your existence in this lifetime right now. Don't think, just do. As we are on this beautiful shelf of the heart, I want you to walk to the edge. There is an edge right in front of you. I want you to open your arms like a beautiful cross and fall down. Just go down the cliff and you will land in the tiny space of the heart. You will land in this exquisite communion. Feel the release of your brain, the release of all previous moments until now. And from the tiny space of the heart, allow your wings to spread. You've had them in lifetimes. Open your wings and let them fly. I'm going to have each and every one of us energetically fly out of the tiny space of the heart, holding it as your base consciousness. And we're going to get into a flock of birds, a flock of souls, a flock of angels, 500 miles above Earth, starting together above. We'll start with Massachusetts, the tip of the United States. We're going to come into formation. And as we fly in this beautiful shape, we're going to make the shape that was like the same shape when we separated in the womb as the flower of life, the beginning. Don't get caught in teachings. Just make us fly in a formation as the flower of rainbow light that we are. And we're heading out over the Atlantic. And we have such massive energy, such profound breadth and span that as we go up and we enter towards Greenland and Iceland, we cover the entire continents with our rainbow light. And with each moment, we allow Mother Earth's Schumann resonance to work with us and to raise and to spike. She loves us. All of the galactic teams, all of the ETs we've not yet understood or communed with, they're all working with us. And we go and we enter over all the islands, all the energies of the entire UK. We cover this place and we send the light of freedom into the energy fields, hearts, and minds of all the enslavers. The white hat is now upon all black hats in this moment, and the marbling occurs. The lifting of the highest thoughts, the lifting of freedom, the lifting of the energy fields. We're covering Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Liverpool, everywhere. Any geography I miss, just include the Isle of Wight. Include anything I don't include. We're all working this together. We now take this energy field and we cover Russia, the whole thing, USSR, all those Eastern Bloc countries, Siberia, Moscow. We bring this flower of divine consciousness and we remind each and every soul that we are lifting into a consciousness of freedom, awareness of uniting and communion of all light, of total ascension energy. Mother Gaia, Father Sky is working with us, through us. They need our DNA to bring these rays into this field. We bring our flower, our consciousness, our communion to everywhere: Sweden, Finland, Norway, Denmark, Amsterdam, Holland. Bring all those European countries, Czech Republic, every country, Hungary, all in that part of Eastern Europe. Lift and let the gold dust of new thoughts and new ideas land in every soul, every living thing, from plants to flowers to pets to wild animals to grass to human beings. Together we free. And now we go down deeper into Europe. And some of us actually energetically are kind of entering Asia. We're feeling that. We feel that call. China. Ooh, I think what we're going to do on the big continents is we all consciously leave an imprint of the flower of love, light, forgiveness, and freedom that is us over each and every continent. It is for remembering. It is for ascension. It is for 5D imprinting. So we're doing that consciously. Russia, Asia. We haven't come back the other way until we hit North America. We're still over in Europe. And we radiate love, light, and consciousness through Germany. Oh, lifting the terrible memory of domination and control, and let the minds be changed of their own accord as the memories wash through them like the water on the beach. Feel us wave together. Feel how Mother Earth guides us. Spain, Italy, Austria, all the islands around, the Santorinis, Greece, France, every country I've not named. Feel us lifting and leaving the imprint of the flower of consciousness, remembering why we have this pause, not for domination and control, for flowering and blossoming, for the seeds of consciousness that live in all hearts, for whoever role they've played, whatever torturous thing they've done, let them remember all can be forgiven in love, light, and total atonement, self-responsibility. We travel down. Oh, Africa calls us. Oh, the great continent of Africa, South Africa, North Africa, every country in there, Egypt. We activate the consciousness of the pyramid lives, the Roman domination and control lives, the pagan lives, the tribal lives, bringing all the memory with this beautiful flower of consciousness into a new high frequency, a new way of being. We enter Thailand, Jakarta, Java, Bali, all these cities, states, countries, all Vietnam, everywhere, Singapore, Hong Kong, everywhere where life exists, we go as a tribe and we imprint way above the country this flower that shall rain down light, love, and consciousness all week, every moment of our day. And I think it's wise that we leave a massive flower of our divine consciousness above London, above the royalty, above the Vatican. We go through all of Africa, and Africa takes us into New Zealand and Australia. And we feel ourselves connecting to those beautiful beings that we love so much in each of these locations. Our families, our cousins, our relatives, our pets, all the healing of Australia from the fires, covering the whole continent. That we're so sorry. The CIA has made you such a practice zone of different control mechanisms. Let all those beings stand up and awaken to this 5D consciousness. We then travel around and cover everywhere from the Samoan Islands, Hawaiian Islands, and everything that has been mentioned or not from this part of the globe. Antarctica, North Pole, South Pole. We begin to enter South America, from Chile up to Mexico, Central America, every country, Argentina, Uruguay, every country in between, Peru, Panama, and all I have not yet mentioned. Let this flower of consciousness be claimed and made so in reality, that it rains down droplets of color, light, sound, feeling, that we remember together the truth of who we are, and we are here to assist in this ascension. We bring all that energy up Brazil, up South America, and we come into the beginning of North America. From the West Coast, which will definitely have the hardest time in this transition. It will definitely be a tough place to be. The West Coast begins to resist their identity. Feel that. You can almost feel it. It used to be the lightest place. Now it's going to be one of the toughest. Let's lift that. Let's hold that up. Let's let everybody abandon the identity of what they think California is, what they think a state of mind is. Let's let everybody be willing to be new and reborn. As Christ said, you shall do greater things than I. Let us walk the middle path of Buddha. Let us not judge white or dark hat. Let us not be ignorant, so that we may watch the play from our higher self in the brightest place that we exist. Let's cover every single state as we enter into Canada. Remember, these are thousands of miles that we cover with each of our flower combined, from Alaska through Canada, through the northern states of America, the Dakotas, the Arizona, New Nevada, all of these places, every place you've visited, make sure that you have that personal connection, your DNA connection, all the lives that you touched, all the grocery store attendants, all the mail people, everyone that ever touched your field amongst us is now in communion of the flower of consciousness, so that 5D, fifth dimensional awareness, which is a oneness consciousness, a communion of soul, a light of our heart, may connect for their remembering. Let this be the most potent week that has ever been on planet Earth for the remembering, the forgiving, the compassion, and the zero tolerance to complacency within ourselves and others. We bring it all the way through the United States, Eastern United States, Southern United States, Midwest, good grounded souls that live there. West Coast, bring all that Fruit Loopiness back into like groundedness, centeredness. Love every person for every flavor they are. We're all beautiful. And we come back up into this awareness that we have now brought these flowers. We have left huge imprints above each country, each continent. And we, in our own intention, each time this week, can activate a rainfall of droplets of color and light to all living beings to remember the grace that they are. May they be lifted. And now we take our consciousness, like the flock that we are, we're now going to go down in underneath the earth of the United States. We also have a great big flower over Washington, D.C. And we let D.C., London, and the Vatican, let that triangle of deep light of source, let that be the triangle that's playing out. We have the right to activate anything we wish. It is time to enter the group mind. Now be still, knowing that we've just orchestrated a beautiful thing. I want each and every one of you, we cleave together. There are 83 in this vortex. We cleave together and we look at the group mind just like that room in the Matrix where there's all those televisions playing at the same time. Thousands and thousands, millions and millions and millions. Stand in the room. You can do this. Let all of those minds play at once. It's going to sound loud or weird or uncomfortable or not. Just let that happen. As we stand together, we utilize the force of our light to radiate hope, possibility, change, transformation, ease of shift, dropping of our own perspectives for the benefit of all. Radiate it into those TV screens. Do it right now. No question. It could be color, it could be sound, it could be feeling, however you operate. Now focus for a minute on the mass media globally. Radiate into them just as if in the Matrix where the agent takes his earplug out. Let's radiate the possibility of divine sources orchestration, that they take the programming out of their mouths and they either go silent or go into remembering. However, their higher self, for the good of all, we are not here to do more than the source itself, but let's give the possibility to all media globally that has agenda of sleep. Let us radiate possibility of awakening into all media right now. Mm. It tingles your heart. I know you can. Let it be tingly. You are in service right now on a massive level. Let all souls who hear media only hear words of awakening and remembering who they truly are in divine service to source for highest good of all concerned. We are not here to take away a karma. We are not here to process everyone else's process. We are here to contribute as we are able, from the light that we are, from the love of our hearts, from the grace of our being, from the inspiration of light, and from the deliciousness of the gratitude that we are in physical form at this time of ascension. Now, I think it would be wonderful if we could also lend the possibility of opportunity that humor be the newfound love. Hilarious, gut-wrenching, laugh till your eyes cry, stomach hurts. Let us pour laughter into the entire group mind. Oh, it feels so good. Thank you so much. I love all of you so much. Okay. So now it's very beautiful to do these transactions as you're breathing in and out rhythmically. Let us all come together, and wherever you are on this globe, put your feet on the ground of the earth that you know. Put your feet on the ground. Feel your feet on the soil. I'm going to ask you to fully embrace and embody your higher self for next week's transactions. We're going to feel this. Imagine yourself 100% grounded. In fact, let us all feel what it feels like to go underneath Mother Earth right now. Just travel down. You may notice it's different. It's denser. Some people get cold. Some people don't. Feel underneath her. Feel how she's there for you. Feel how she's pulsing with you. Grateful for your service, as we are, in fact, her guests. So we're grateful for her instruction. All right, bring your consciousness, your awareness, your body, your being, your light above Mother Earth and plant on the ground and feel the soles of your feet connected right to her core. As you shall walk the earth this week in all your places with total connection to these flowers we have sprouted, we have activated, and we have fully active. And wherever you are, whichever continent you get drawn to in meditation or waking, rain down the drops of possibility of new life. Coordinate and collaborate. I shall do it with you this week, I promise. Now, your feet are on the earth. Let us tune into your real truth of your being, which is in fact as tall as a skyscraper. Imagine your body to be a skyscraper, so enormous that you've never quite recognized. And right in front of you is that magnificent higher self that we spend time with. He or she may be the same sex as your body, it may not. They may look like a different race. They may look like a different ET. They may look like a mist, an iridescence, even a great animal. See that higher self in front of you. Whatever the image is, it's perfect. On the count of 3, step in together. And now, from that higher self perspective, wherever you are, the enormous, ginormous skyscraper beings that you are, recognize all of these beautiful flower imprints of consciousness and upliftment that we placed over every country. Notice how you actually see them almost eye level. You might be miles high. There is no limit to your capacity. On the count of 3, let us activate a little rain shower of light, not water, but of light, in all of the places that we have put this creation together. 1, 2, 3. Let us be so grateful. Let us know that everyone's timing is their timing. You may have to answer 1,000 burger questions. You may not have family members that feel the same. You may be in contemplation of leaving your partner or getting a new one or anything. I ask you to make no decisions of the matrix at this time. Be in service to the light and your greater self. Commune together. Please come together on 5-5 with me. Let us do some more personal reorganization of our mind body concepts. Let us love each other with potency. We deserve the bliss and beauty that each of us is. It is with humility and love that I say, this is so, and so it is. Amen. A woman, aho. And as you're ready to open the beautiful genetic of all of your aspects in this world, let us look at each other with admiration and grace. Oh, you're so beautiful. You're all so amazing. I think my mouthpiece is probably high. That was pretty awesome. Do you guys think so? You see why it's important that we come in communing in this way? So there's one thing. I always forget one thing. There's one thing that I want us to do right now. We're going to close our eyes and complete on this. Oh God, I don't want to not look at you. It's kind of amazing. We're going to do this because this is a prayer that needs to happen with everybody all the time. I keep getting reminded of this. So we can do this. We can go very quickly into it, that state of like our ginormous higher self. We've coming from the tiny space of the heart. Right now, from these beautiful flowers that we have cultivated together, I want strength, fortitude, power, encouragement, and love to rain down upon all beings on the front line of this white hat, black hat episode. We're going to rain down our absolute strength, power, and appreciation on every country, on every continent, in every city. We're going to pour our power of combined love into each of them as I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Every government official that needs to wake up, the strength and fortitude of holding the line, of going after that which is not correctly emanating, of all the heads of organizations and corporations that need to wake up and that are actually doing the good work, rain down the power and strength for the good, for the frontline people addressing things that none of us physically have to do. Let them know energetically right now we are in appreciation. Whether it's the FedEx people, whether it's the grocery store people, whether it's the governments that are, we're supporting the frontline people for this movement, the movement towards ascension, the movement towards love, the movement, and let their power, strength, conviction, and light rebalance the incredibly imbalanced aspects of us that are playing out the dark hats. Pour your confidence, your belief, your conviction in God, in the divine, in source, your conviction that love is all there is. Another few seconds. Frontline workers, we love you. May we all wear a white hat filled with love. May we all come together and be part of the new world we're creating. May the infighting, the quibbling, the unnecessary discussions melt away. And so it is. Okay. Thank you. That's great. My life is better because they are doing what they're doing. We are here in service to make their life better because we're doing what we're doing. Good? Oh, shall we say I love you? Shall we unmute for a second?
Angel,
Okay.
real quick, let's just, everybody just remember, if you want to sign up for the Talk on
5-5.
Tuesday, 5-5, please go to angelevans.love and go to her shop. I did put the link in there earlier, so you'll find it there. Anybody that's interested in getting to know more about BiomeTech, the company that Angel has founded and has strived for the last 20 plus years, please go to www.biometech.com, reach out to me, anything like that. So we're here to help you guys.
Yeah, we are. And we're so grateful for you because can you all see now why we started Sacred Sundays? Like that's a service that I think that we want to do every single week. That's why it's really good, actually, when you all educate me as to the different movements that are going on. It's not that I'm going to name each movement. It's that I know when we get our marching papers, I know we need to go into those fields of light. So shall we all together, we'll try, let's see if we can harmonize. We'll start on the count of 3 and we'll go, I love you. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I love you. Again. I love you. One more. I love you. Who do you love? You. By the way, that's another little piece. You can mute everybody. That's another little piece reminder this week. Oh, I always forget. Okay. You all love the book, right? Yes? Are you asleep? Okay. I'll go with Chrissy. No one else seen. Maybe you're still high. Okay. So you need your love more than anyone right now. I just want you to hear that. You need your love more than anyone right now. So I love this book. So this is chapter 5, The Truth That Sets You Free. The drama of life is a psychological one in which all the conditions, circumstances, and events of your life are brought to pass by assumptions. I'm recording this, but I think I'm allowed to record this because we're not charging. Yeah, I don't want to get in some weird, I'm trying to sell someone's book thing. I'm pretty excited. On Tuesday, I'm going to read the beginning of my book. Like, it's begun, the Angel Instruction Manual. So we'll see what you guys think. Just a couple pages. The drama of life is a psychological one in which all the conditions, circumstances, and events of your life are brought to pass by your assumptions. Since your life is determined by your assumptions, you are forced to recognize the fact that you are either a slave to your assumptions or their master. To become the master of your assumptions is the key to undreamed of freedom and happiness. You can attain this mastery by deliberate conscious control of your imagination. You determine your assumptions in this way. Form a mental image, a picture of the state desired, or of the person you want to be. Concentrate your attention upon the feeling that you are already that person. First, visualize the picture in your consciousness. Then feel yourself to be in that state as though it actually formed your surrounding world. By your imagination, That which was a mere mental image is changed into a seemingly solid reality. The great secret is a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention, firmly and repeatedly focused on the object to be accomplished. It cannot be emphasized too much that by creating an ideal within your mental sphere, by assuming that you are already that ideal, you identify yourself with it and thereby transform yourself into its image. This was called by the ancient teachers subjection to the will of God, or resting in the Lord. And the only true test of resting in the Lord is that all who do rest are inevitably transformed into the image of that which they rest. You become according to your resigned will, and your resigned will is your concept of yourself and all that you consent to and accept as true. You, assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled and continuing therein, take upon yourself the results of that state. Not assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are ever free of the results. When you understand the redemptive power function of when you understand the redemptive function of imagination, you hold in your hands the key to the solution of all your problems. Every phase in your life is made by the exercise of your imagination. Determined imagination alone is the means of your progress, of the fulfilling of your dreams. It is the beginning and end of all creating. The great secret is a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention, firmly and repeatedly focused on the feeling of the wish fulfilled until it fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness. What greater gifts could be given you than to be told the truth that will set you free? The truth that sets you free is that you can experience in imagination what you desire to experience in reality. And by maintaining this experience in imagination, your desire will become an actuality. You are limited only by your uncontrolled imagination and lack of attention to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. When the imagination is not controlled and the attention not steadied on the feeling of the wish fulfilled, then no amount of prayer or piety or invocation will produce the desired result. You guys know that. You've been to enough healers. You've done enough seminars. Unless you have the conviction that in your imagination, your focused attention on what you want, you see, sense, and feel it, watch it manifest in the matrix. When you can call up at will whatsoever image you please, when the forms of your imagination are as vivid to you as the forms of nature, you are master of your fate. Visions of beauty and splendor, forms of a long-lost race, sounds and faces and voices from the fourth dimension of space, and on through the universe boundless, our thoughts go lightning shod. Some call it imagination, and others call it God. I love that. So good. It's so good. Anyway, how fun is it to cultivate a community willing to be self-responsible for everything they feel, ready to be in service to the light, and begin to orchestrate on a planetary level the mission that we signed up for, allowing the absolute chaos that it for sure is here, y'all. Like for sure, like it's in it. May's going to be crazy. They're muzzling us. The masks. Don't react. Have your base state. And all week long, when you're lost, when you're reacting, when you've seen something negative, remember the flowers we've placed above every single continent and spend 10 minutes letting your DNA be an activator so that all those that are living on this globe can remember the truth of who they are, for it is real. And so it is, session 7. And then I'm going to talk to one of my homies on Facebook, first time. I don't even know what that means. So I hope to see you if you're available. Go into Luke Sellers, Sellars. He said you don't have to be friends with him to come on. And let's see, let's feel the chi of a awake female and awake male who are not a couple and yet can create endlessly with his skill set in mind. Get ready, world. I've wanted that masculine for a long time, and I feel very fortunate. He's amazing. And hopefully it'll be a flavor you dig, because we're going to rock the world. And look at how great you look. All right, so let's come off and let you guys start your little, do you have questions? Everybody come for 5-5. Rearrange your schedule, like get over your own ideas. It won't be often that I say dump the exterior and like get online so that we can do something. Because there's a lot that's come to me for Tuesday for our benefit. Okay. Bring your friends and family. It's going to get really, really intense the next 30 days. Let's see. I mean, I wish that we could have 500 of us on Sundays for the purpose of the light imprint being stronger. So if we all hold that vision and then invite whoever we can, great. I know many are called and few choose, y'all. Like, I know. I was talking with Luke this morning. I said, look, there's been 50 business people, no joke, that have come sharing in my way. And they've had the opportunity and they don't take it. You all have the same experience. That's why we don't let disappointment of where someone chooses or not. That's not going to determine my state. It can rock me a little bit, and I need friends and family to remind me I'm not wasting my time. I'm human too. Okay. Well, I'm going to go into meditation so I can serve whatever I'm going to serve next. And you guys like ask questions of Chrissy, and I never want to leave you. Like, you just know that. We never do leave each other. That's the truth. But I guess I'll sign off so you can be practical. Love you. See you Sunday. See you Tuesday, I hope. I hope I have every one of you on Tuesday. It would be a huge honor to get you there. Mwah.